All right, let's do some Mathity-Math. Today we're going to look at how to find the mode, median, and mean using your graphic display calculator. And also we're going to talk about how to identify discrete and continuous data. Okay, so first things first, it says Felix was counting the amount, I'm sorry, not Felix, Fezzik was counting the amount of rocks in 30 different sacks. Okay, so Fezzik is counting rocks in sacks, and these are the rocks in each sack, and there are 30 of them. Okay, so there's 30 data points in our data set. So the first question, it says, is this data discrete or continuous? And just so we understand the difference between discrete and continuous, in general, one involves counting and one involves measuring. Okay, so measuring is considered continuous because you can always measure to a closer and closer number, or a more precise value. Okay, so it never actually ends. You just choose a point to stop, and so continuous is another word for are you measuring something. Discrete is are you just counting something, and so in this case we're just counting rocks in sacks. Okay, so because we're just counting, and because you can't get more precise with your counting, we just say it is discrete. So our answer is it is just discrete. Okay. All right. Now let's go to the more involved part. It says find the mode, median, and the mean. And we're going to do this with our graphing display calculator. So let's just go through this process step by step. Okay, so for the first thing you want to do, let me see if I can get this looking nice. All right, so the first thing we want to do here is we're going to enter this data into our table. Okay, but before we do that, we want to make sure our tables have no data inside of them. And so, actually, let me just center this up a little bit. There we go. Okay, and so first things you want to do is you're going to hit the stat key right there. Okay, and when you go to the stat key, actually, we want to go ahead and clear lists. And it asks, well, what list do you want to clear? So you hit second, and let me see if I come up here. Second one, that gives you the L1 value. So I'm going to clear my list 1, and then I'm going to hit the comma key, and I'm going to go ahead and clear out my list 2 just because I don't want if there's data in there, I don't want to confuse me or knock me off track. So I hit second again, and I go down to 2, and you can see the little L2, and that gives me list, oops, nope, let me try that again, second L2, and there you go. So this will clear out lists 1 and 2, done. All right, here we go. So you hit stat, and we're going to hit edit, and we're going to populate list 1. And the way you populate it is you actually just put in these values. Okay, so I hit 3, enter. 9, enter. 12, enter. And you can see the process. I'm just going down the list and punching in numbers. And I just hit enter every time, and we go from there. Now, what I do like to do here is you see the next value will be list 11. And if you look here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I just want to make sure I put 10 in. And every time I go through a row, I usually just check to make sure I'm on the 10th row so that I didn't accidentally skip something. So I'll do the second row now here too. And when I'm done, I should be on line 20. So we got 4, 8, 6, 13, 9, 12, 18, 16, 10, and 11. And look, it's the next line is 21, so that means this 11 was on 20. See, 20, 11, great. So I'm on track. Let's do the last one. So I just say 13, 16, 3, 19, 2, 8, 6, 13, 11, and 14. Voila. Okay, so now I have all my data in. And the nice part about this is the mean and median, this calculator will crank out for us, easy peasy. And then I'll show you something to think about for the mode. Okay, so all you have to do, hit second quit, and then go back to stat. We're going to calculate one variable statistics, hit enter. Because I'm using L1, I just hit second L1. So it's going to give me the statistics for list 1, and that's the list I just populated. And there we go. Awesome. So this X with a line on top, that's my mean. Okay? So I know my mean is 10.5. Cool. All right. And let's find the median. To find the median, you can just look here and go down There it is right there. MED median 11. Awesome. Now, this calculator, while amazing, and no one can doubt that. I mean, look how fast it just did all this work for us. It actually doesn't give us the mode directly. We have to kind of do a little bit of a workaround here, but it's not so bad. So I'm going to actually leave this by hitting second quit. I'm going to go back to stat, and I'm going to go to sort A. What that means is sort ascending. So it's going to reorder all of these numbers starting at the lowest and working up to the highest. So I hit sort ascending. It wants to know which list, second, L1, my first list. Done. So now, if I go and look at my table, all the data is now in ascending order. It's been grouped, so I can figure out which one happens the most for the mode. So let's see here. 3 has 2. So right now, 3 is the winner because it has 2, not 4. 5 has 1, not 5. Let's go look at the 6s. 6 has 2, so now it would be 3 and 6. Let's keep going. 7, 8. Okay, and so now at this point, 8 has 3. 1, 2, 3. So actually, what I'm going to do real quick is I'm just going to make a note of this so I don't kind of forget. So I have 8 has 3. 1, 2, 3. Right? And I just want to keep track of that because what if multiple ones have 3, then there's going to be multiple modes. Okay, so let's go down to 9. 9 has 2, so nope. 10 has 1, nope. 11 has 3, so I'm going to add this to my list. 11 has 3. Okay. 12 has 3. Okay, so you can see 12 has 3. So again, I go 12. I'm just trying to make sure I don't make a silly mistake. Okay, so 13 has 1, 2, 3. 13 has 3. Okay, so we have lots of modes here, it looks like. 13 has 3. Unless one of them has 4 at the end, and then this was all for naught. Okay, so 14 has 1, 16 has 2, 17, 18, 19. Oh, let's see what 19. 19 has 2. Okay, so when we look here, now we can see that there are 4 modes because there are 3 of each, right? So I would just write my modes were 8, 11, 12, and 13. There you go. And if you're not comfortable going through this list and you think counting it is not for you, well then you could, and we'll just do this briefly, you could briefly come up here and see what you're working with. So let's look at the ones we have. So 8, here's 1, here's 2, and then here's 3, right? 11, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. 12, there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. And then 13, there's 1, 2, and 3. And I'm not going to cross stuff out because I like to see it, but you could underline stuff as you go to kind of eliminate it. So let's do 3s. Here's 1, and there's no more 3s. Here's 9. Let's check for 9s. There's 1, and there's 2. No more 9s. 5s. Yeah, and I get this is a bit tedious, but if you don't like using the calculator, I do think it's important that you could do this by hand. But you do have to remember that if your data set gets really big, this is really not a process you're going to want to follow, right? Because this would take a very long time. There's only 1 7. Looks like there's only 1 17. Looks like there's only 1 4. 2 6s. Looks like there's only 1 18, 2 16s, 1 10. Oh, there's a 3 I missed. And a 2 I missed. Oops. Oh, wait. Just a 3. Just a 2. And then 14. So you can see, yeah, it checks out. So these would be our modes because those are 3 of those. Everything else I quickly checked and it got underlined. And there you go. That is how you find the mode, median, and mean using your graphing display calculator. All right. If you want to be notified when I make more practice problems, go ahead and subscribe so you'll get notified when that happens. And if there's anything you want to see, more skills you want to practice, leave a comment below and I'll do my best to make a practice problem just for you. Thank you. Bye.